Hey guys, here's my little, oops. So, let me flip this around for you. Where to go? I can't see. All right, so, hey, put the Ridetech shock there. The problem is, when I took the speed nut out on the bottom, so when you are working on this, bottom control arm on the inside, there's two speed nuts that are spot welded in, and I removed mine. For some reason, I thought I would be able to get a wrench in to tighten those up. I don't know how. I thought I was going to do that, to put a nut on the back side of the bolt that goes in there, because there's absolutely no way to get my fingers in there, especially with the rear, the bottom coils, because they are condensed on this progressive coil. You can't get in there. So thankfully it's just the bottom castle nut that I need to undo and use my handy dandy little tool again. But I've got to undo both front control arms, or at least the bottom control arm, drop it. And then I went to Ace Hardware and bought Ridetech does supply bolts, but I went and got some grade 8 fine thread bolts and nuts. So I'm going to weld the nuts in there in the inside of the control arm, and then bolt it back up, and then I can install the shock. So 3 steps forward, 1.5 step back, and that's where I am. So I'm going to take both the control arms apart, sand down the little spots where I'm going to do the tacky and get these guys tacked in, and a little bit of paint, and bolt them all back up again. So that's where I am. All right, well, it's the next day. My garage looks like a bomb went off. Yesterday, I had all this momentum. I was moving forward, had everything put together. Went to put the shocks on and realized that those speed nuts weren't on there. Went, all right, I'll just take everything apart. Passenger side went really well, and then got to the driver's side, and the shaft on the lower ball joint would not come off of the spindle. It would not come off, no matter what I did. I hit it, I was banging on it. You know, I didn't want to bang on the axle, or on the ball joint shaft. So talked to a friend, hours later, I went ahead and assembled. I'll show you the full assembly of the passenger side. Today I'll be doing the driver's side. So anyway, talked to a friend, said a prayer, did everything I could, and sure enough, a little later that evening, I got the screwdriver under the boot, just slightly under the boot, gave it a tap, bam, dropped down. And I tapped it on the back side. I'll show you guys, one of my friends showed me how to do this. Yeah, just an incredible blessing, grateful, because I had lost all momentum. I was getting really discouraged, just one of those things. So back on the Smoky project, here we go. So this is what I was talking about. So here is the lower part of the of the spindle, and the shaft of the ball joint right here was stuck and would not come off, no matter what I did. I repainted this because, yeah, it has all sorts of just smacks on it. But it came off. I'm grateful. What an amazing blessing. I'm happy. I'm moving forward. Got to be positive, right? That's how I feel. All right, moving forward. So let's look and see what I did last night once I got that done. Oops, there goes my light. One of these little mechanic lights. Little thing works well. Okay, so there are the screws. I tacked them in place. I put the shock in and made sure that it all fit, and hopefully it does. The only difficult part of this is once the spring and everything's loaded in the in the control arms, or the A-arms, and you're putting the shock up, getting the bolts in those in those nuts can be difficult, because and I tried using a jack, but I don't want to mar up the bottom of the brain's not working this morning, of the shock. And because it's at an angle, the jack itself actually starts sliding off. I did put some rubber under the jack itself, to try to stabilize the shock. But so I just used my arm, just muscled it up, and was able to get it in. So let's look and see what the finished product looks like. So here we go. Everything is in and installed on the passenger side. Finally, all summer I've been wanting this done, so it happened. It happened. Today I'll be finishing the driver's side, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. And then when I get done with that, I'll be working on the sway bar. So pretty cool. So it's a single adjustable shock. These Fox shocks by Ridetech Cells, 1,000,000-mile warranty, which is pretty cool. Everything is torqued down. What I am going to do, I don't know if you're supposed to do it or not, but when I put in the shaft, you guys can see here, right here, I put in some anti-seize because I don't want to run into that problem again. I torqued it down to 50 foot-pounds and then put the carter pin through, so it's not going anywhere. And man, taking those carter pins out was a beast too. I don't know what was going on yesterday, but there we go. Got the passenger side done. Everything is in. Got the CPP big bore brake or caliper on there. Got the drilled and slotted rotors from Speed Stop. This one actually does have the DRP bearing spacer in it. I'll have to set those and then pack the bearings. I've got the bushings in. Dan's Tri-5s. He went through, talked about the bushings. I'm glad he did. If he hadn't, I probably would have left him out and then would have had to do the whole process again because I wouldn't have been able to get that bushing in right there. So, but I do have to find out where he gets his bolts. He says he gets bolt packages for Tri-5. So now that Dan Chuck can't go to them anymore, you have to go through another distributor. It kind of makes it difficult to get things. All right, and what else? So the back, pretty much all done except for the shafts. I have to have the inside right here. Have to have that turned down to the yellow line so that these rotors will fit back as far as they can. And then I might have to put some shims or something in to line up the calipers. There's the caliper. I need to find out what those calipers come off of. I know they're Cadillac, but I need to find out the kind because one of them is leaking a little bit. And then there's the cross support beams that I'll put and tack on once I get the body back on and I find out where these shocks mount in the trunk. And I know a lot of people use the shock bar, which this actually, I can make this into a shock bar, you know, if somebody wanted. Really easy. But Ridetech specifically says these have to go into the trunk and they give you the whole mounting plates and everything for that just to give it the travel that it needs. And then the pockets are in. Look at that. I'm happy. Guys, when I'm done today, it'll be a roller. I can roll it out. It's been a year. It's been a year that it's been sitting in the garage, disassembled, going through these parts, putting the HPI frame bracing kit in and that whole process. So, wow. Yeah, I guess time to get to work. All right, guys, here we go. All right, guys, I got you mounted up under the chassis here, so let's see if this works. I don't knock my phone all over the place there. Oops, already did. There we go. All right. That's there. Let's twist the spring around so end is where we need it in the pocket. There we go. Got the end set up there. And now let's get the bottom of our little tool here. Our little compressor. Set up here. Air line out of the way. Make sure this guy's set, jam nuts on it. Okay. There we go. Put this in from the top. Oh, have to spin it back a little ways here. All right, here we go. What are we doing here? We're almost there. Here we go. Give us a little more slack. I'm getting this guy twisted up in the back. Here we go. Up top. All right. And let's try to twist it in here. Get it threaded on. Almost. I think we do. There we go. Oh, did I put the jam nut on it? I forgot the jam nut. Dang it. Ouch. I got my ring caught. You guys get to see everything today. Oh my gosh. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to have to watch that and make sure that it doesn't come down on me. Okay. It's down tight. And here we go here. Alright, so I've got the spring compressor attached, spring set up correctly. I'll pull back the, the spindle, and let's start compressing this guy. Here we go. Got to make sure that, get this up here. You guys get around there. All right, move this guy backing out of the way if he would stay. Doing it by yourself, kind of a pain in the butt. All right, so the one thing I'm looking for to make sure that I am around this pocket, or that lip that I talked to you guys about in the last video. Alright, so let's start wheeling this guy in here. I think I'm going to move you guys so you're not just staring at the back of my hat here. I think that's a better position. I think that's a better place for you guys. Okay, so here we go. Pull it up here. I'm just making sure that I'm in that pocket. There we go, and then I'm going to start tightening up. Flatten this guy out. Go like this here real quick. Well, one thing's for sure, I'm starting to become pretty good at taking these springs up. Oh, gosh. All right, here we go. Okay, just move over like that a little bit. Make sure I'm still set up underneath here. I am. All right, here we go. Okay. Yeah, last night, oh my gosh, trying to get this taken care of was driving me crazy. That knot with that shaft not coming out of the ball joint. Oh my gosh, thought I was losing it. This needs to be slipped. There we go. All right, that fell in place. Line that up. Hey guys, we're moving forward. Right on, right on. All right, here we go. And one-handed. My left arm's getting pretty strong doing this too. I'm gonna get a ratcheting wrench. And then one of the things, guys, I recommend you, I'll show you guys a little bit later, but I've got vice grips on the end of the all thread at the top. And what that does is I can hold that to prevent it from, as I start to screw down, from backing out. Just make sure that the thread itself is not, the all thread isn't moving. I just want this nut on top to work, to pull up. All right, here we go. I told myself I was going to put some more never sees on this, but got a little excited about putting this together. Okay, let's fill back under here. Yep, we're still in place. Everything's good. All right. Here we go, guys. Shaking here, boss. Shaking here. Getting it done. Little cool hand Luke. Alright, here we go. Come on now. Man, it's been a hot one this summer. All the fire that have been going on. My brother fighting fire. So proud of him and all the other hotshots and all the firefighters in general. Especially those guys. I know I had a thank you video for them. And all the hard work they do, and they should be recognized for what they do. So please, if you can, and you support them, go to the Tim Hart Act and get that passed. So them and their families can be taken care of for risking their lives. All right, I'll get off my soapbox, but that's just dear to my heart. All right, here we go, guys. It's coming up. Look at that. I'm excited. This is happening. It's the little victories. For me, this is a big victory. Can you guys see this right here? I think you can with the camera. See the bottom of the spring and the dual rate spring. Remember, we've got the smaller coils or the tighter coils to the bottom, and it's lined up right in the pocket. So now I'm just making sure that as I compress it, I'm not compressing on the drop spindle. I want to get it past the drop spindle here. All right, here we go. Some more leverage here. Here we go. Much better. Mechanical advantage. All right. Getting close. Another inch or two. Oops. Hey, there goes my light. This poor little light's been dropped so many times. All right, here we go. Let's see where we're sitting now. Almost. Almost. Stand up here, give myself a little bit. There we go. Here we go. How we doing, guys? Are we? Oh, I think we're there. I think we're there. Okay, now, this is what I'm doing so I don't run into the same problem I had last time. I'm putting never sees on here. Like I said, I don't know if you're supposed to do this, so if you're not, sorry, don't follow what I'm doing. But that was a pain in the butt last night. So hopefully it won't happen again. All right. Line that up like that and go the opposite direction now. Oops, wrong way. Here we go. In there? Almost. Almost. Nope. Don't want that guy to move. All right, I'm gonna move you guys up here so you guys can see. So what this vice grip does when you're backing it off allows you to go in reverse or opposite direction on the threads without the threads undoing themselves from the center, because if they do that, it's going to snap down and it's super dangerous. So you want to make sure that you have a way to hold the all threads so that it doesn't move when you're backing this out. That's why I usually have the jam nut down there. I can see if it's moved at all. But since I'm not using it this time, we're just going to watch and make sure that this is what's going on. Now it's starting to get loose. That means that, whoa, means that it's caught. All right. That stuff falling everywhere. Okay. There we go. The shaft is coming through from the ball joint. Silver fingers. All right, so let's keep going down then. Yeah, see that the Altoid wanted to move in the opposite direction, so it's important to uh-oh, it's loosening up. That means that it's caught. Okay, and we are down all the way. So I'm going to get a castle nut on the bottom here. And I'll torque it down in just a couple minutes. Make sure I can get this all the way up. Look and make sure that we're seated. We are. Go up. Okay, let me get my ratchet. Handy dandy ratchet. There we are, right there. Okay. Move this guy back up here. Okay. Alrighty. So castle nut's on. It's not torqued down yet, but it is on. So I don't have to worry about this letting loose. And yeah, let's just keep moving. Oops, there we go. Slow down. Alrighty. Now since the spindle is holding all the weight and everything's together, I'm just doing this by hand and lifting this guy up. Now the cool thing I can do is I just move this guy in the opposite direction and I back it out of the nut down below. There's the bottom section, and here's the top section, right here. And here's that second washer that I slide on right here so that I'm not those two versus actually in the shock hole where the shock mounts. Okay, put the jam nut back on here that I forgot to put on and put this tool away. Hopefully not have to do it until I'm working on Rusty. Still got to do his chassis. But, just waiting. I'm going to put Welded brakes on him, so I'm just saving up money for that right now. I'm grateful I have a wife that supports me in my hot rod addiction. She's so amazing. Most amazing person I know. Alrighty. Here we go. I gotta say, I was watching a video on Robert Half's channel, Half Rods, H-A-F-F Rods YouTube channel. Please check it out. He's a stud of a guy. He was going through some pictures and he found a picture of him and his wife when they were in high school, and he had a mullet. And yeah, my high school pictures, sad to say I had a mullet too. Oh, I wish I could go back and change those days. And yeah, anyway, here we go. Let's put this away here. All right, guys. So here we go. Here's what we look like. Everything's in where it should be. And castle nut, or castle nut's on. I'm going to torque it down right now. We'll get that taken care of, and then I'm going to put in the shock, and you guys can watch me put in the shock. And then that'll wrap up this video series of putting in the coils, shock, and so forth for the street grip. And then I'm going to do another video today of the sway bar, so you guys will see the sway bar as well. I'm hoping to get all that done. All right, here we go.